at Preston's Bar in Grand Ledge, the owner says the night before Thanksgiving draws in a huge crowd, old faces and new ones. And if you plan on voting absentee this year, the Jackson County Clerk wants to remind voters that you must drop it off in your own city or township. If you don't, your vote may not be counted. On top of providing resources for the community, Eli's project also has hats and hoodies that you can purchase to help support the cause. It may not look like much now, but soon this vacant parking lot is going to become Lansing's new public safety complex. David and Ann, there are a ton of people at the St. John's Mint Festival. They're either out shopping or cooling down with a cup of mint chocolate chip ice cream. James Romans built the Lulabelle tank 25 years ago. It's made primarily out of wood and weighs about 1,500 pounds. I've never had gizzard before, so I'm gonna go ahead and be brave and taste this for you guys. So I'm gonna dip it right here. Dip it in my cocktail. Cheers to the camera. Not bad. And as you can see, the rain is already starting to come down in parts of mid-Michigan, and soon that rain will turn to snow, which means drivers are going to have to take some extra precautions when they hit the roads. Something else that's really, really cool about just this little village here, Cheryl actually has a little scavenger hunt that she does for the kids, and they have a chance to kind of check off everything they find in here. As you can see behind me right now, even though that tentative deal was met, workers are still out here holding their signs at the picket, going strong. And he says it's a situation that could have ended much worse. Principal Daniel Bogan says it's a blessing that both of his students are alive and well. One student was back in class today, with the other hopefully not far behind.
It was a very traumatizing experience having people you go to school with and you care about and you love, and have them hurt in that way. You know, that's tough.
Sexton High School Principal Daniel Bogan still shaken after two of his students were shot walking home from school last Tuesday, just blocks away from the high school.
They were preyed upon by some individuals who were seeking to gain something from them.
The Lansing Police Department identifying 17-year-old Marcel Marshall as a suspect. Police say Marshall knew the students and that the shooting resulted from a disagreement over the possible theft of one of the victim's property.
Enough is enough, and this is what we need to take a stand as a community about gun violence in our community, and especially with our youth.
Bogan says the school takes measure to protect students inside, but once they leave the building, it's out of their hands. He wants the community to know Sexton High School is safe. It's outfitted with cameras, hall monitors, and secure entryways.
It's something that's dealt with all over the country, and we are trying to do everything we possibly can to make sure that doesn't happen at our high school or any high school in our area.
In an email sent out after the shooting, Lansing Superintendent Ben Schuldner asked community members to keep a watchful eye during dismissal times, saying in part, quote, having eyes on the streets impacts safety and crime is much less likely to occur if many people are watching.
For everybody that say it's hard, it's not hard, just try. That's all. You know, just try your best. And you never know what you can accomplish till you put your mind to it.
22-year-old Julian Clark from Detroit is working to get his life back on track after being incarcerated for breaking and entering. He's serving his time reflecting on his actions at the Livingston County Jail. But when he leaves, he doesn't only want to be a free man, he wants to be one with an education.
I took this opportunity to not just come here and slouch around, to get something done.
Clark was supposed to graduate high school in 2020, but the pandemic and family issues shifted his focus.
My mind was just somewhere else.
So when he got a second chance to receive his diploma, he took it. The Livingston County Jail became an authorized GED testing center back in 2016, giving inmates a chance to earn their GED on site.
I think it's a confidence builder. A lot of them haven't seen success, you know, to be able to do that. They don't believe in themselves, and it's pretty emotional.
Helen Von Tom is a jail educator, working one-on-one with inmates, prepping them in the subjects they may struggle in before they take the big test.
Any incarcerated individual, I think, should have that opportunity to improve themselves, whether it's GED or a trade to learn. It really gives them an opportunity, opens some doors for personally and professionally for them.
Clark says having the word felon attached to his name makes it difficult to find a job, but he's still going to pursue his passion.
Well, I want to be a barber. I picked up a trade here, cutting hair. You know, somebody let me mess them up first, and then I got pretty good at it.
Following a dream and pushing his fellow inmates to do the same.
You know, I see a lot of people made the mistakes that I made being younger, so I just try to steer them away from it.
Clark is just one of the many success stories turning a low point in his life into a high one.
I say short prayers all the time. Thank you, God, that I'm alive.
C.O. Bauer has lived over a century.
Well, I'm 101.
And has many stories to tell, from his time at Carson City High School to serving 3.5 years in the military.
This is my photo in 1943.
The year he was drafted at just 19 years old.
Well, you're somewhat apprehensive, but back in that era, most of us weren't very cosmopolitan, and we hadn't been anywhere. So, you know, certainly it was an adventure.
Now he's taking a trip back to where he once served, traveling from Ithaca, Michigan to France. Staying for 10 days, attending D-Day ceremonies and a plaque dedication in Mandeville, where his 95th Infantry Division camped back in 1944.
I will be the only veteran there out of the 95th Infantry Division. It was my duty to go if I could make it. And so God bless, I hope that I get there in good shape and do it.
The 95th Infantry Division, also known as the Iron Men of Metz, fought to liberate and defend the French city from the Germans during World War II. CO says visiting France is always nostalgic as it floods back memories of the past.
So we veterans that do get there are overwhelmed with what we encounter.
But he's excited for what's to come.
Vive la France, and long live the United States of America.
Police are now on the scene of another situation unfolding in Lansing, this one at West Shiawassee and North Sycamore Street. That's where we find News 10's Jordan Burrell tonight. Jordan, what do we know so far? Just a few months ago, Simpson was on social media telling fans he was feeling good and hoping to be back on the golf course. Simpson's death won't end the court battles. The civil judgment to the Goldman family is reportedly still mostly not paid. A Gratiot County man is dead after investigators say he ran a red light on his motorcycle and hit a truck head-on. It happened just before 7 this morning on Monroe Road in Pine River Township. Our Revolution on the left and the Lincoln Project on the right hope to use the uncommitted vote as a way for voters to send a message about their displeasures with both candidates. Requesting a tax filing extension gives you 6 more months to get your paperwork together. But keep in mind, extensions don't give you more time to pay if you owe taxes. If you would like to check on current projects that are underway and know when they're expected to finish, you can find a link to that on our website at WILX.com. Consumer investigator Carice Jackman spoke with 2 experts who are working on ways to solve the shortage problem and has tips on what you can do to find an affordable home.